It's taken me 6 years to restore this wonderful vessel. It's good to keep our history alive and well for the future generations, but I'm not the only one that's doing it.
Here I am down in the deepest, darkest parts of Somerset, but today the sun's shining and somebody's got some wonderful toys that they want to show me. They're all hidden away, so we'll have to go and hunt them out. Come on.
Hello, Paul.
Hi James, how you doing, mate?
Very good, yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Hey, is there any chance we can have a quick look at some of your stuff that you've been restoring over the years?
Yeah, I've got 5 minutes.
Yeah, come on, that'd be lovely. Great.
I think there might be something in here of interest.
Yeah. Wow, James, a Willys Jeep. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, you're right. It's 1942 Willys Jeep, Willys MB. We bought it about 3 or 4 years ago, and we spent a couple of years restoring it to take it to Normandy, and hence the blue colour. We just wanted to do something a bit different.
Yeah.
And we were heading to Normandy, so we wanted to do a naval Jeep, and we wanted it up to represent that of a beachmaster landing on a beach in Normandy in 1944.
So they would be the guys that would be getting the troops off and making sure the beach is clear.
Basically, when the amphibious assault went in, the Navy sent personnel onto the shore who basically controlled the movement of all materials, men, machinery off of the landing craft, off the beaches, inland. And they had radios, and were talking to the ships and bringing the boats in.
Nice touch actually, because most of them are all just done in olive drab, you know, for the army.
Very much so, yeah. We just wanted, there's 101, obviously, as you probably know, there's lots of Jeeps in preservation. We just want to do something a bit different, just to stand out, especially on an occasion like that, just to sort of pay tribute perhaps to a different service which is often forgotten.
Yeah, lovely, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, great. So, tell us about the car you're leaning on then.
Yes.
It's a big one.
Yes, it's Fordson. Again, it's one of my father's favourites. It's WOA2 1942 staff car. It has been altered. We believe it was altered by the RAF. If you notice, it's got a canvas roof.
Yeah.
In production, it had a steel roof, but the RAF had a habit, these flying officer kite types, they like to take the roofs off, especially where in the Far East, and have sort of tourers. It's a bit more glamorous, I think.
Wonderful. They certainly don't make them like that these days, do they?
Well, it's got a lovely V8. The sand is what makes this car.
Right.
It sort of barbles as it goes down the road.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much for showing this wonderful collection of Jeeps and lovely vehicles and etc. You know,
it's a pleasure. There are a few other bits and pieces. If you got 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, have you? Cool. Let's go and have a look.
This particular vehicle we bought 10 years ago, and it was probably more by accident than design that we embarked on restoring a Fox armoured car. It was in a pretty sorry state of affairs when we found it. It hit a landmine at some point during its career, and the back axle was bent to hell, very, very badly damaged, and all of the armour inside had popped and all of the rivets had sheared. We thought it was a bit sad, and we thought that this particular vehicle needed to be some love, and so we took it upon ourselves to try and reunite the new chassis we brought back from Australia with the hull, and then we embarked on probably a 4 or 5 year restoration to put the two together. Some people often ask you, so obviously those kids ask that question, what's it like to drive? Well, from my point of view, I think it's a bit of a pleasure. It's got a good turning circle, it's got a nice turn of speed, pop up to 40 miles an hour. You sometimes surprise the cars on the roundabout as well when you get away, catch second gear right, and you whip through, and they look up and they've got 4 or 5 tons worth of armour car looking in the rear view.
Wow, look at this lot. It's a treasure trove, isn't it? Right now. So James, tell us all about this vehicle behind.
The vehicle we have here is I think it's about 1940 Chevrolet field artillery tractor.
Right.
It is basically designed to tow the 25-pounder field gun with a limber. The limber's just here behind you.
Yeah.
Carried the crew and all the ammunition for the gun. And there's some quite famous footage of it, sort of these trucks across the desert. And they were sort of used in all the theatres throughout the war.
And do you take this vehicle out?
Yeah, it's been out fairly recently. It was at the North Somerset show.
Yeah. Oh, great. So it actually works. Brilliant.
Oh yeah, it's all running.
Yeah.
and road legal.
Road legal, yeah.
Road legal, what's the point?
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a very impressive piece of kit when it's all linked up.
Fantastic. And the gun obviously is quite a hefty gun that goes with it, weight-wise.
Yeah, the 25-pounder was sort of medium range howitzer.
Right. What's it like to drive?
To be honest, the Chevrolet is quite tricky because the accelerator is in the middle.
Yeah.
Like on an ordinary car, you've got the accelerator on the right.
Right. Yeah.
They basically, in the early cars, they were designed with the accelerator in the middle, so you could double the clutch, heel and toe. But when they built the Chevrolet, you notice it's got these very deep wings.
Yeah.
The room for your feet is very small. You've barely got 6 inches, probably less than that, in which to put your boots, your feet, and 3 pedals.
Right.
So it's a bit tricky when it comes to changing gear. But it's like all these vehicles. They've all got their foibles. They've all got their difficulties and their pleasures. And,
it's a wonderfully shaped machine, isn't it?
It looks like sort of like a beetle going along down the road with this little trail behind.
So James, after looking at this one, tell us about this totally different vehicle.
Well, 90% of people would say it's a Bren gun carrier, which it is, but it's an Australian-built Bren gun carrier known as the LP2A. This particular model was built in 1944 by the South Australia's Railway Company, and we imported it into the UK in about 2000 from a collector. The vehicle itself, it was designed to support infantry. So basically, a section would load all its kit into the carrier, and it would sort of trundle its way into battle.
Yeah.
And then, as they were going into battle, if they came against a pillbox or sort of an enemy at an emplacement, they could use the carrier, could position the carrier, and it could give supporting fire from sort of inside the little bit of armour protection it had.
Right.
Other uses for the carrier, they were also used for reconnaissance, so there'd be a head of columns used in conjunction with an armoured car. But fundamentally, it's a vehicle with a machine gun and carry kit,
right,
and support infantry.
Right.
They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun, especially on a bit of open ground. You know, it's always good it's a good crowd pleaser.
Yeah, so I can see that anything with tracks on normally pulls a lot of attention.
The Shoplands Collection is 80% military artifacts, vehicles, artillery pieces, equipment, arms, and 40% thereabouts vintage cars. It is quite an expensive hobby. Maybe we would have more in our house and possibly tables and chairs to sit on if we didn't have military vehicles in the shed outside. Let's be fair, it is entirely possible because my wife allows isn't the right word, but helps us to do it. I think my wife would say that she married into the family not fully understanding what we did, and then you have to live with it and go with it with all these peculiar people and their funny ideas.
I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today. Join me next time when I'll be unlocking more treasures from behind the shed door. If you've got any toys you'd like to share with us, please contact us. See you later.